Pie Jesu Domine, dona eis requiem. Pie Jesu Domine, dona eis requiem.
Despite what pop culture and English comedy groups would have you think, medieval sacred music was actually a little more complicated and multifaceted. Despite consistent evolution throughout the decades, Gregorian chant has still remained connected to the music of the Catholic Church. Though many aspects of the medieval period are shrouded in mystery and elements of that historical period are lost to time, details about the kinds of sacred music performed and the Church's performance practices were recorded. Though they are several hundred years old, these manuscripts are available for us to research and to learn from.
Take, for example, this antiphonal. An antiphonal is a collection of antiphons, short chants, or psalms that are sung during church rituals. Despite the pictures we showed you above portraying much larger textbooks, with monks crowding around one book to read the music, this antiphonal is much smaller than that. Despite its small size, it is still elaborately detailed with gold leaf on the front and spine of the text, and gold gilding the edges of the pages. Throughout the book, beautifully illuminated text and red detailing give the indication that the text was previously owned by someone of wealth. Due to the size, it was also more likely used for personal use, and not for a whole choir.
Gregorian chant is music for the Christian Church, which is sung by the congregation. There are three main types of practices that are used while performing these chants. The first type is the responsorial or response section. This includes a soloist alternating with the choir. Another type is the antiphonal, otherwise known as the sound returning section. This is when the two groups of the choir alternate back and forth. When the two groups do not alternate, this is called the direct way, the third type. There are also three uses to text setting in these practices. When every syllable has a single note, that is syllabic. When each syllable carries 1 to 6 notes, that is pneumatic. Extra long passages are melismas. Each of these three ways of text setting pair with each way of practice, and they have changed over time. The simple chants are for reciting prayers and Bible readings in church. The main goal is to project the words clearly, so the choir would use the syllabic setting here. Since psalms tend to be sung more melismatically, these can either go pneumatic or melismatic. These have also changed over time.
As we said earlier, the importance of Gregorian chant can't be overstated. Gregorian chant was an integral part of Western music, both in secular and sacred music, for nearly a millennia. Its longevity is due to its convenience and accessibility, both in composing and performing, as a reflection of changing times. This included secular practices as festivals and a plethora of sacred practices. The music of Gregorian chant is notated by neumes, symbols which represent aspects of pitch and rhythm. The first neumes likely originated from the Byzantine Empire, an extension of the Roman Empire, which was founded in the 3rd century. There were two types of neumes, the acutus, an upward gesture, which meant raise the pitch, and the gravis, a downward stroke, which meant lower pitch. Over the course of about 1,000 years, these two types of neumes became more and more specific about what they represented. Eventually, the acutus and gravis signified specific notes and specific rhythms, and became the virga and punctum respectively. This evolution of notation and performance is a meta-narrative for the development of European culture and increasing globalization, because Gregorian chant reflected these changes. As music became more and more important to express, to liberate, and to control, standards of practice became necessary to increase the influence of powerful groups while maintaining ownership of the music. Even with the development of other forms of music through the medieval and Renaissance periods, Gregorian chant and its nomenclature was still used and studied. Despite and because of the simplicity of Gregorian chant compared to emerging forms of music, it maintained its influence and remained foundational to the development of Western music. The tree of music has its roots steeped in the records and manuscripts we are studying now. Although the musical styles and the notation to record music has changed drastically over the years, we cannot deny that all of the branches of music would not have been able to grow without the simple yet effective notation style seen in Gregorian chants.
And now for something completely different.